Hi, my name is Bryce Johnson. I am a recent graduate from Idaho State University with my Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, and this is the presentation where I discuss my research project that I did as part of my final semester. I am excited about this project. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I gained a lot out of it. So I look forward to presenting to you what I learned and kind of the process of this project, and I hope you enjoy what I have to share with you today. So we titled this project An Exploration of the Impact of Music on Meaning in Life. And that's its intent. That was its intention, to explore the interaction between these two constructs. So music is a nearly ubiquitous feature of human life. It's, you hear it in the stores, it's on the radio. Music is just about everywhere. And it serves a complex variety of functions. It helps with regulation of mood and arousal, with achieving self-awareness, and serves as an expression of social relatedness, among other things. Those are just a few of the many diverse functions that it has. So naturally, the question is, if it can have such an impact on other features of human life and cognition, what is the impact that it has on meaning in life? And when I say meaning in life, I mean the definition that the researcher DeAngelis expounds. And DeAngelis said that meaning in life has three facets. Meaning in life is achieved when, first, people feel their lives make sense and have continuity. Second, when they feel directed and motivated by meaningful goals. And third, when they believe their existence matters to others. So those are kind of the three facets of meaning in life, and that's what I mean when I say meaning in life. And meaning in life is associated with several positive life outcomes. In my review of the literature, I found that there's a connection between meaning in life and reduced suicide attempts among veterans with elevated PTSD and depression, decreased depressive symptoms and increased positive affect among African Americans, and decreased hopelessness among cancer patients. And that was just a few of several different connections that positive meaning in life had with positive life outcomes. So, what is the connection between music and meaning in life and music? The literature on this point is rather sparse, but I did find a few things. There was Sarah Kallio, who stated that, quote, music's ability to allow embodied levels of experience to be concretized into meaning-making processes makes it a special tool that allows not only deep experiential access to experience, but also facilitates experiences, but also facilitates self-reflective comprehension of them. So in other words, music gives us access to these deep levels of experience that we have, especially the things that may be beyond verbal expression, and also facilitates our comprehension of them through self-reflection. There was another researcher from Norway, and they found that participation in community music theater among institutionalized patients allowed for moments of peak joy and flow, which turned into reference points used to create greater meaning in everyday life. So here we see in their research that these institutionalized patients were able to utilize their experiences with music as the core from which they were able to formulate new frameworks of meaning and create greater meaning for their lives. So if music can do that in a community theater setting, then the question is, can a single concert affect meaning in life in a significant way across a group? That was kind of the question that we explored in this project. So to do this, we programmed a concert. We utilized the third facet of DeAngelis's definition of meaning in life to formulate an artistic theme to explore. And then we arranged that concert around this theme as kind of a bid to potentially artistically change meaning in life. And the result of this was 12 pieces that were played on the piano and or sung. We had a music professional offer feedback to help pare it down to 12 pieces long, and the result was the concert was about 45 minutes to an hour long, interspersed with some brief spoken parts. And so the brevity of the concert, the 12 pieces drawn from a variety of musical styles, and the brief spoken pieces all kind of work together to help promote audience attentiveness. We invited participants to come to the concert via Facebook and word of mouth. And anybody was free to come to the concert, but the project itself was, children under ages of 18 were excluded to prevent any ethical quandaries. And we used a pre-post design to assess meaning in life. We had any participants who were interested sign an informed consent. They completed the online survey, and then the concert occurred, and immediately after which the survey was completed a second time. The main measure we used was called the Life Regard Index. All of the measures that we looked at to measure meaning in life, including the Life Regard Index, had the limitation of looking at global sense of meaning in life. So participants are asked to rate their overall sense of their meaning in lives rather than exploring their sense of that meaning from moment to moment. And so the Life Regard Index kind of had a little more flexibility with this, so that was the reason it was chosen. And it was divided into two constructs. So frameworks, which looks at the concrete actions around which personal meaning is built, and fulfillment, which refers to the sense of fulfillment in one's life. To expand the scope of this project, we also included two other measures. We included the PANAS, the Positive and Negative Affect Scale, to measure mood, both positive and negative mood. And we also included the Social Connectedness and Assurance Scale, and it's supposed to be assurance, not relatedness. That was a typo that made it into the poster. That looks at both the sense of connection with other human beings as well as the assessing the need for that connection. And we assessed the differences in the means of each of these scores to, we used a paired t-test to assess the differences. So our results, we ended up with 26 valid responses. The data was moderately skewed, so we normalized it using a square root transformation. And we did not find any significant changes in the differences, in the between the pre and post administrations of the survey. Just to briefly explain the social connectedness result, actually in that survey, the lower the score, the higher the sense of connectedness. So that looks like it's saying that there was a lower sense of connectedness after the concert, but it's actually a higher sense of connectedness. So just to explain that briefly. And we found that things moved in the directions that we had anticipated, but aside from the positive affect, which approached significance, none of the other results were significant. So this is an interesting result because it does not support the conclusion that a single concert can significantly affect meaning in life. And that's important for me because I was the primary musician in the concert. So I programmed the concert, I put the pieces together, I memorized them, and I played them on the piano, and I invited the other singers, and I did the spoken parts. So this concert, I was the one who mainly put the concert together. And so this result helps me to hone my expectation that perhaps a single concert of mine, at least using the methods that I used for this concert, cannot significantly affect meaning in life, at least across a group. And so that's an interesting finding for me as a musician. But I say that qualifying that this project did have some significant limitations. So the primary one being that we had a small number of participants with only 26, and so the power was low. We also it could be that the measures, because all of these measures ask the participants to rate kind of their overall mood, their overall connectedness, their overall meaning in life, and so we may have had a different result had we selected measures that instead looked at moment-to-moment changes in each of those things. Finally, there are other factors. So, of course, the way that I programmed the concert, perhaps there is a different way to program it that would have created more meaning. And there are other factors, such as the type of music that I used, the attendees' connection to me, their connection to other concert goers, whether or not they were with friends, and perhaps their past connections to each of these pieces of music could have all affected the results. So there's still enough here for, the results did trend in the directions that we expected. So there's enough here that future research could be done to kind of explore more of the impact of music and both on meaning and as well as on these other constructs that we measured. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I sure enjoyed this project. It was a lot of fun. It was very interesting for me, and I hope this was interesting to you. And I look forward to any questions that you may have if you have any. Thank you for listening.